the time. You know what I mean? Like me and Charlo was cool. Like his brothers, all that. You know what I mean? Like I always was cool with this guy. Him, his twin, and his older brother. But like for some odd reason, once I moved up in weight and you know what I mean, started calling out Spence and you know what I mean, that's his stable mate. He jumped in it. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Mind your business. Stay on the sideline. You can be like, man, Spence my guy, you know what I mean? But I'm cool with Bud, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let them handle that as men. You know what I mean? Don't be Spence gonna knock you out or you know, man, we smoking Bud over here, like doing all that girl stuff, man. We don't do that shit. Like just like Broner. You know what I mean? Broner, you know what I mean? He kept it G. I gotta respect him. Like, you know what I mean? I'm cool with you, but I'm more cooler with Spence, and you know what I mean? I believe Spence gonna beat you. Like, he told me that to my face. Yeah. But he not going on, you know what I mean, social media. He not
fuck Terrence Crawford.
Man, Terrence Crawford, man, Errol gonna knock him out and doing all that other extra stuff, and then, you know what I mean? I don't...
So he gotta see you.
Yes.
Salute, salute, salute. This is your boy King Jr. Got us some more boxing news for y'all. As you just heard, Terrence Crawford was recently in an interview of that guy that talks sports usually, sometimes. $1 million worth of game. Gilly the Kid. Shout out to him and shout out to his channel. Appreciate the work he do over there. And Terrence Crawford, you know, he had some, you know, some spicy words to say to Jermell Charlo. And you guys just heard the audio that Terrence Crawford, you know, don't like the cheerleading that Jermell Charlo is doing for Errol Spence. And I can kind of understand where Terrence Crawford is coming from because Jermell Charlo does do a lot of trash talking. I mean, he just naturally trash talks a lot of fighters. You know, he was at a point where he trash talked Gervonta Tank Davis. They met in an interview like, what, 6-7 years ago, and he pushed Gervonta Tank Davis. He actually wanted to knock Gervonta Tank Davis out. So you're going to get that from a Jermell Charlo. He always been a hot-headed dude. Jermall Charlo has been a level-headed, cool, calm, collected dude. And as you guys heard, he lost some respect for Jermell Charlo for cheerleading and stuff like that. And you heard Terrence Crawford said that they used to be cool and stuff like that. And, you know, Terrence Crawford, at the end of that rant he just went on, he says, I think Gilly the Kid says, is he going to come see you? And Terrence Crawford whisperly said, yes. So we could potentially see a fight between Terrence Crawford and Jermell Charlo if Terrence Crawford is successful against Errol Spence Jr., which I don't think he's going to be successful against Errol Spence Jr. That's just my opinion at the end of the day. Let me know what you guys think. That could be your opinion. Some of you guys may think Terrence Crawford is going to beat Errol Spence Jr. Some people may think like me. Errol Spence Jr. is going to beat Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford just got to realize that, you know, you're going to get these boxing fans that cheerlead for certain type of fighters. So people could say I could cheerlead for Errol Spence. Well, I'm rooting for Errol Spence because Errol Spence fought the best competition. That's why I like him. Some people may like Terrence Crawford taking the easy route because he fought guys and he knocked guys out and he does it in a reasonable fashion that his boxing fans might like it. I like Errol Spence Jr. Stick to the basics of boxing, breaking the dude down, breaking every rib, bone, orbital bone in his body and stuff like that. And Terrence Crawford says, look, bruh, after I beat Errol Spence, I'm coming to fight you. And I just think, me personally, if Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr., that's going to be big. But at the same time, people got to realize that Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford is going to fight twice because they both have a rematch clause. So if Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr. twice, then you go up to 154 pounds to fight Jermell Charlo for his belts. To be honest with you, I think the fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford is going to take a lot out of each other. I think Terrence Crawford is going to bite off more than he could chew with Jermell Charlo. Now, some of these Crawford fans around here saying he's just going to dog walk through Jermell Charlo. Absolutely not. Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford is just simply not going to dog walk through Jermell Charlo. That is no easy walk in the park. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you are a super boxing expert. Jermell Charlo is underrated, and he proved that he's underrated. Look what he did to Brian Castano the first fight. It was a draw, okay? The fans thought Jermell Charlo lost. But look, he redeemed himself and proved everybody wrong that he was going to get this guy up out of here. He did the same thing with Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison beat Jermell Charlo conventionally. Next thing you know, Tony Harrison got knocked out by Jermell Charlo. And remember, Jermell Charlo used to be a pure boxer. And his brother used to be a knockout artist. So now the roles has turned that Jermell Charlo is the hot one, being a knockout artist, and his brother, Jermell Charlo, I just don't know what's going on with him. But that's a whole nother video. But at the end of the day, I don't think Terrence Crawford could beat a guy like Jermell Charlo because he's bigger than Terrence Crawford. He has just as long as arms as Terrence Crawford, and he's taller than Terrence Crawford. Now, some people say, well, you said height don't mean nothing. Well, use this analogy, for example. Great big man beats great little man. And that's how I feel. It always happened. Look, a history fight between Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis was the bigger man. Mike Tyson was a great little man. And you see what happened. Great big man beats great little man. And I just think that's going to be the case for Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. And Errol Spence Jr., my favorite fighter. Do both of them can beat Jermell Charlo? Yes, I do think they can beat Jermell Charlo. They have the skill set to do it. But is the workload of the two, like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr., after the fight said and done, banging it out, beating each other's ribs in, doing the absolutely most damage you can do to each other, will they have enough to carry the workload with Jermell Charlo? I don't know. We have to see. Maybe if they take a year off, recover their body, they might. But remember, if you're going to a tough fight with the baddest man on the planet that has a belt, highly likely that fight's going to take a lot out of you. And I just don't think that Terrence Crawford has a chance to beat Jermell Charlo. If he beats Jermell Charlo, like I said before, I would give Terrence Crawford nothing but respect. I will always show that man respect because that's making history. Being undisputed in 3 different weight classes is unheard of. And he will have my guaranteed respect, and he will have my guaranteed as a Terrence Crawford fan if Terrence Crawford achieved those things. But I just don't see it because, like I said before, the age of Terrence Crawford, the lack of motivation for Terrence Crawford. I just don't think Terrence Crawford has that dog in him like he has it in 8 years ago. I just don't think. And Terrence Crawford, like I said before, I made a video recently. He gives Adrian Bronner his respect. He actually walked up to Adrian Bronner and said, look, man, I just think Errol's going to beat you. And Terrence Crawford had no problem with that. But Terrence Crawford has a problem with the female tendencies of Jermell Charlo. And I can respect that from Terrence Crawford because, look, you could just talk to me like a man. You could just say, look, Terrence Crawford, I like you as a fighter. You're a great fighter, but I just think my boy Errol going to beat you. And Terrence Crawford would have been fine with that. But when you're running the social media, doing all that yah and yakking and stuff like that, it kind of make you have these female tendencies. And that's just my opinion. Some of you guys might have a different opinion. But I see the point where Terrence Crawford is coming from, at the end of the day. So with that being said, Terrence Crawford, gets a little bit heated. I understand. But at the end of the day, you want Jermell Charlo after you're successful against Errol Spence Jr., you better back up every word you say, Terrence Crawford. And I wish you nothing but the best, brother. So with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way in and on your way out in the building. Salute to everybody. I will be back with some more boxing news for you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.